but I think the judge had a very complicated issue, and he was trying to at least satisfy the public concerns, but take into consideration Ms. Washington's rights as well as those of others who might be placed in a similar position.
What's going to happen with the computer? Initially, he said, I want you guys to set up a time to let them come.
Well, we're going to comply with his orders to produce the documents or a disk that Ms. Washington originally received. I think the judge recognized it may be a bit overreaching to ask her to produce her hard drive or computer, but we're going to be more than compliant. She has been, and we're going to consider what other legal options or alternatives exist. Thankfully, we have other courts for review, and if Ms. Washington should decide to have this particular court's orders reviewed, then we may pursue that, but we're going to most certainly make sure that we preserve the information, preserve the disk, and not do anything that would be in violation of this court's order.
So as it stands today, to be clear, she does not have to let anyone come and inspect her computer?
No. The judge did not order that she make her computers available for inspection. He simply asked that the disk or other information be provided within 24 hours, and I intend to do that as best I can and for his inspection. And once he has an opportunity to review the documents to make a determination as to whether or not there is some privilege that may lie with these emails, and he'll render additional orders.
Are you satisfied with the ruling today?
I don't know if satisfaction would be the word I would use. I think that any time a citizen makes a valid public records request and then find themselves on the opposite end of the legal process, that's unfair. Usually what we've seen in this city is a public records request has been made, as I'm sure many of you guys have realized, and it's delay. This is a bit different, where the script has been flipped, where records are produced, and now it appears the position of the city and the council will be, we will sue you if we think we have given you too much information. So we go from the extreme, from one to the other. We will take our time to give it to you, but in the event we give it to you, we want to now question you. I think it serves a very chilling and intimidating effect on public citizens, and I think that it would make all of those individuals who would be inclined to ask for a public records request to be somewhat reluctant. So I think that's the most unfortunate.
You made two interesting comments up there just about how the city, the administration, and the city council getting along, and then also just about how no one from MIS there's no affidavit there.
Well, I was trying to state the obvious. There is no secret that there is a strained relationship between the mayor's office and the city council. I did find it quite unique to have them on the same team dancing together when they're usually at each other's throat, either alleging from the city council's perspective some complicity or delay on the part of the mayor's office, or the mayor's office chiding the city council for just being mean-spirited. So it's kind of unique. We'll see how long this little love affair lasts.
What about the MIS not being, no affidavit from them? I mean, nothing from them.
Well, that was striking to me, because the one party that could have addressed the substance of whether or not documents could have been reproduced for review for the council's attorney or for the city attorney's office, we're not talking about rocket science. You go in, you have the documents duplicated, and if it was impossible to have it duplicated, then I would expect someone from that department to say, Judge, here's the affidavit from the technology department. They say they can't do it. You had everybody else's. You had 18 exhibits, many of which were self-serving and saying the same thing. Why not have something from the MIS department to say whether or not it was impossible or cumbersome to provide the information?
How unusual was it that no one from the administration knows what went out the door?
I don't think any of us are surprised by comments where the city says it's unusual. I mean, you take it for whatever it's worth. I would find it quite hard to believe. The letter is directed to specific individuals, and looking at the trail of correspondence, I think that everybody knew what was going on. I just don't find that to be a genuine comment.
If you would give us the roles of Ms. White, please.
I don't speak for Ms. White, and I'm not sure if I could give you what role she played. Ms. Washington sent an email to her asking that she help process a public records request. If she could not, then she most certainly followed up with a hard copy. I don't think that that's in dispute. This is not a question about what Veronica White or anyone else did. What we have is a citizen who made a valid public records request who now finds himself on the other side of the law being sued by the city council and the mayor. City attorney's office, not the mayor.
So you're going to comply and hold off on any decision on whether or not to take this to a higher court?
Well, we're going to comply with the court's orders, and we will deliberate as to whether or not we might want to seek some form of review.
And you do have to provide a list of names of who else has seen the information?
I'm not sure if we have to provide a name. I think the judge wants us to make sure that we preserve whatever information is out there, that at least I, as Ms. Washington's counsel, have some ability to know and control how the information is disseminated henceforth. So,
Has it gotten into anybody else's hands to this point?
since the court's last order?
No, since the beginning, since December 3rd.
Well, I mean, I think there's no dispute as to whether or not Ms. Washington has communicated with others since December 3rd. She said that. She's made it abundantly clear that once she got the information, that other individuals had access to the documents and the disk. So, in the past is the past. I'm not sure how you try and control the public in general.
How many people other than Miss Washington have those documents?
I'm not sure, Mrs. Zurich. I couldn't tell you exactly how many people. I haven't seen a designated list, and I'm not going to speculate on it. I think it's really intimidating, or it could be for those who don't necessarily understand the rules. But I'm looking forward to you guys getting together and doing this.
I think that it started off being a little frightening. I was not sure what the judge was going to do. Folks have gotten real scary about a simple Public Records Act request, but this is our right. You know, the fact that the city council could go into court and say that these are our records is scary. The public pays for these records. These are the public records. So, you know, we can only hope at the end of the day, truth will prevail, you know.